So in our last class, we talked about record types. We said record types basically are being used to control sorry page layout and pick lists or otherwise business process. Okay, let me mention this. There are basically three different types of business process. One is the sales process, support process, and lead process. Where our sales process handles the sales cloud, the support process is from the service cloud, and for lead process it handles the marketing part of the cloud. Okay, so let me quickly show you something here. Let me say process. Okay, look at this now. So we have the marketing process, sales process, and service process. Okay, this handles the support, this handles sales, this handles. Let's leave this decision and cloud process for now. All right, yeah. Still a recap of last class. Imagine an instance where you have an organization that has three different products, probably a section of products for pregnancy drugs, one for multivitamin, and another one for restricted, some restricted kind of drugs that is not readily available to everybody. Now, imagine they are trying to create a platform to get information from their customers or clients. The requirements they are going to have or they are going to fill in is going to be different because of the type of products they want to get, right? And now, that on its own, since different they have different requirements here, it will be very, very important for you to be able to use a page layout and your record type to be able to assign the requirements for each kind of group of persons. I hope you understand that. So basically, that's what we talked about in our last class. And today, before we really go into what we really want to do, we're going to do a little bit of recap. So you'll see me mentioning things that I might have not mentioned in the past, or talk over new things or skip some things. It's just a little recap of what we've been doing so far, so you know that you are still in the you are still on track. Okay, all right. So let's trying to go back to my home page. Okay, remember we call this part the back end, right? The back end, or we give it a funny name at the beginning. We call it super user, right? Remember that. Okay, so here we have our global search, right? Quick find. Then we have our quick actions, then notification bar, right? Okay, so we talked about object creation. I'm trying to create a new object. So we already talked about object creation. There we talked about everything that you need to input here, the various things you need to fill in here with. I don't want to create one now. Then we also let me assume let me go back to our usual workspace insurance. Okay, yeah, we talk about fields and relationships. Okay. Okay, so these are the various types of fields and relationships. That's to get information: auto number, formula, roll-up summary, lookup, master detail relationship, right? The other master detail relationship or lookup relationship. We said this is a stage where, or an instance where a particular object is looking up into another object for a certain set of information, right? Yeah. We also mentioned something like schema builder, right? So schema builder is used to can basically, one of the functions of schema builder is to check out lookups. Okay, so check out lookups to know which object is relating to which. Okay, let me show you something briefly. Mm, Schema. Is my PC lagging? Schema, right? Schema builder here. Okay, so here you can easily filter, select from which objects. Okay, you can say instead of all objects, you can say all custom objects. Okay, so let's assume we want to. Okay, these ones are just like all custom objects which is relating to which. So obviously we see that of all the custom objects we've created so far, there is none looking up to any other. So you can say all standard objects to see what we have here. Okay, still loading. All standard objects should come up. Okay, this is like a roadmap. Okay, good. So you can see this. I want us to assume we are finding, let's say, accounts. Let's see all of those things that relating to accounts. Good. These are our accounts. You can see that appointments, category, and it's related to wait list, and all of this. This is a good way to check which object is relating to which. Okay. Yes, you can also say selected objects or selected objects. Okay, this if we have multiple objects selected down. But anyway, basically we can see that that's what schema builder is all about. We also why is my PC lagging? Quite slow. Okay, so we talk about page layout also, right? Talk about page layout and how it's being used to rearrange our interface on the user end. Okay, then we've done record objects, right? Good. So going further, today we are going to be looking at certain set of things. We are going to be looking at certain set of things. Let's see our work for today. So the first thing we're going to be looking at today is compact layout. Okay, compact layout. Then we'll be looking at button links and action. We'll be looking at lightning record pages and path settings. Okay, let's have compact layout. Okay, so here we say it is a streamlined view that displays key fields at the top of a record page, ensuring user can access critical information at a glance without scrolling. Okay, now let's leave all those big grammar and come back to the hub and explain what it means. Okay, so now let me go into my opportunity objects now to show you some things. Okay, let me just open, let's leave all opportunities. Okay, so let me just click on this. Now, do you see this space? This place I'm highlighting out, right? This part. Okay, so everything in here, this place is called the palette. Now, what contact layout does is helping you bring out all these information at a glance without going through the details of the record. Okay, look at this now. Account name, Britain Textile Crop, blah 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 is here. Close date, we have that somewhere. We have that somewhere, definitely. Amount, this is it here. Opportunity owner, we have that also in there. So basically, what compact object does is to help you bring out some certain information you want inside a record that viewers can easily look at a glance. Now let's go to our insurance object that we've been working with. Let me click on this one, TJ and Co. Can you see that there's no palette here and there's nothing there? So if we need any information from this record now, we have to go through the details. Now if it is probably a kind of object that has a whole very long set of fields that has various records, probably like a whole lot. You understand what I'm saying? Now it will be so difficult for you to start searching through. Rather, those information could have easily been displayed up here. Remember, all of these settings and edit is simply based on requirements, right? Okay, so let's create one for this object and see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to our back end, go into my insurance. So I'm going to come to compact layout. Can you see? I'm going to create new. So let's kind of create some things for, we already have personal insurance and corporate insurance from our previous class, right? Okay, so let's start with personal. Let's just say personal insurance, quick details, or what should we use? Let's just call it quick details. The name will follow. Okay, so we want to add probably account officer. Let's add coverage amount. Let's assume that's important. Let's say, which other thing can we say is very important? Okay, we have something. Do we have ID verification in here? Nah, let's say policy number. Okay, good. Add. We've added all of that. Now let's click on save. Then let's create another one for corporate insurance. Okay. Can you see we already have one for personal insurance, right? Okay, so let's see another one for corporate insurance. Oh, okay. So here, let's say I want to include this also. Let's just assume all these are different details because of the different requirement of data we wanted, as we've done with like a record type. We've created a record type and we've done every other thing. So let's assume all of these are different requirements. Okay, next of kin, let's put insurance name instead here, and let's say record type. Okay, so let's save it. Then we'll come to compact layout assignment. But before then, let me go back here can come from this place. Okay, so we want to see if we can assign different compact layouts to different um, record types. Can you see we already have two various record types here because we've created two. Do you understand? Okay, so now let's say edit assignment. Okay, primary compact layout. No, we want for this is we are editing for personal, right? We are doing for personal, right? Okay, so let's assume we are doing for personal. Okay, so we now click on personal. Okay, we chose personal, so I'm going to click personal insurance here, then give it a layout for personal insurance. Okay, then you save. Do the same for corporate insurance. So now let's do for corporate insurance. Corporate. You see, corporate already carry corporate, personal already carry personal, right? Then click on save. Okay, so now let's see if we have to be able to, now the fact that we already have two different page layouts, we have two different record types, so we have two different types of record already. Now that on its own means you have to be careful, because now amidst our record, if you are going to view all now, amidst all of our record, we already have some that are on the master record type, some are already on personal, one is already on corporate. So if you are not checking the right record type that you've done a compact layout for, you would mess it up and you wonder why it's not working. So let's see now. Let's see if we can filter it and create. Okay, personal insurance. I have this. So we are going to filter it now. Okay. I'm going to add filter. Okay. Insurance. Okay, we are going to use this process because the major way to separate or to identify those different record types that we've done in the past is from their process, right? Remember, corporate has KYC, it has business verification, while personal insurance has ID verification. So that's why we are going to be filtering with process, because that's where we have that. That's what helps to distinguish them. I'm trying to repeat these things as much as I can. Okay, so we are going to say it's equal to, this is for personal, so it's going to be equal to ID verification, right? And we click done. Then click done and click save, and let's see what we get. So it means basically we've not created any personal insurance record. So let's see for I'm going to create new let's call it okay, let's say all users can see this view, right? Then click save. Now you see that the more we work with these things, the more we can make reference to those things we've learned in the past, the more we are using it, the more we are mastering it. Do you understand that now? So that's just how it's just going to keep going. So don't be so compounded with new things, new things, new things. By the time you manage to do that new thing, realize that you're using the previous one more, the previous one more, the previous one more. Do you get that? Okay, so now corporate insurance, so I'm going to filter it now. Filter, add filter. We are filtering it by the process. Equals to this one will be business verification, right? I click done. Then we'll click save. Let's see. Basically, we have none. The last time we created, didn't we create any personal corporate record? Any new ones? Okay. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? Let's move this from KYC to ID verification. So it should from here obey the prompt is supposed to work on. Good. Now we have our palette. Do you see? Because this insurance has now been filtered. Okay. Let's do this again. Can you see? Now we have Barack Samuel. Oh, that's recently built. I want to see personal insurance. Let's see. Okay, good. Can you see we have that Barack Samuel here? That means we created it, but with the fact that we did not specify the what actually distinguished them. So that's why we had that issue. So okay. So let me see corporate. We still have nothing here. So let's go and change this TG and Co. Let's see. Process business verification. Okay. So hence so I want to go back to that pick list. We have TG and Co. Okay. So majorly what I want us to get here is that, can you see that when we click this TG and Co, something's wrong? Now we should have a palette here to come on the way it did for the personal insurance. So let's go back and see what we get from the personal insurance layout. So from this one now, the palette is here. So basically what something went wrong with our corporate insurance. So let's go there and see what it is. Can you see this one has been ticked there? So I guess this is where the error came from. Let's edit. I think there's something that wasn't there. Right. Everything is done right. So let's go back there and see what it is. I'm going to try to refresh it. I think I'm having a network glitch. It's really slow. Okay, can you see that those requirements are here now? So the second thing we are going to be looking at now is button links and action, right? Button links and action. So button links and action, as okay, for my definition, we have customizable accounts, customizable actions that allows user to quickly execute tasks such as creating record, navigating to external URLs. or triggering automation with a single track. Again, let's leave that grammar and simplify it. Okay, now button and links helps you to do things in Salesforce, or from the word links, link you up to something, right? While action, let's say I will say, does more action. She understand? That's funny. Action does more action. Okay, now breaking it down, let me show you something right here. Or let's for instance go to google.com, right? Now these are buttons that will lead you somewhere else. This is link, these are buttons or links as case may be. So that's what links and buttons simply means. In Salesforce, all of these things are buttons. New, compact, they help you to do things. Okay, why action help you to do things, links and buttons takes you somewhere or links you somewhere. Okay, so now let's first of all talk about so let's check what it is on our org right now. You have you go to your object, the object you are working on. For our case is insurance. Okay, links, button, links and actions. So can you see new action, new button? So let's create a new button for one of our pages. Okay, click on button. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, we have nothing here, so that is bringing out nothing. Sorry. Yeah, new button. That's not a mistake. Okay, good. So let's say we want to use this. Let's just say, let's give it a name. Let's call it, oh my god, let's call it quick search. Okay, on Google. Okay, and name, this will search the Google, whatever. This will search Google. Let me use it that way. So we're going to call it a detail page button, right? Then behavior. Let's see it as display in existing window without, okay, let's put that display in existing window with sidebar. Let's put it on this. Yeah, so we are using URL on our field. We are working with object insurance, right? Okay, so let's call the URL this. Let's go to google.com, Control C, yeah. So that's the URL. So having created the links, the button and link, can you see quick search on Google? You now go to page layout to position it to where you want. Okay, so let's assume for now we're working with corporate insurance, right? Remember, the last time we only talked about working with fields. We not even mentioned anything about buttons and links. So now I'm going to click on buttons. See the one we created, right? Okay. So where should we position it? Let's put it beside all this one. Okay, so I'm just going to click and drag. Okay. Quick search on Google. That's on corporate insurance. Let's do the same on personal insurance too, right? So I'm going to click save. Then personal insurance, buttons. Hope you are following, right? Then sorry, I'm going to drag and put it there. Then I'll click save. So let's go ahead and see what we are going to get on the user end. Okay. So I'm going to refresh this page now. Or let me click on TJ&Co, which is a corporate insurance. Okay. So let's see if we have our new. I see. Quick search on Google. It's taking us to Google. So that's what a button looks like. You can do the one for links also. That what it's going to do is to create links like all these ones, right? So it can be used for many things, to send out mail, just a button that can help you. You know what button is this like when you are using a mobile app? I click on this, it take you somewhere, from where you go. Exactly, that's what it is here also. All right. So